Good morning friends, my name is Ankit Kushrestha, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, Babu Banarsi Das University, Lucknow. Today my topic is Steam Power Plant. Steam Power Plant is proposed by Sir Rankine, that's why this power plant is also known as Rankine cycle. The thermodynamic cycle used in the steam power plant is known as Rankine cycle. A Rankine cycle or a steam power plant consists four major components. The four major component is, first one is feed pump, second one is the boiler, third one is the steam turbine, and fourth one is the condenser. This is the sequence of the component. You always start with the feed pump. This is the one of the ESE question. That's why you remember the sequence. First one is the feed pump, second one is the boiler, third one is the steam turbine, and fourth one is the condenser. That's why we started first point from entering of the feed pump. Okay. The working principle of this steam power plant is that at situation 1, a low pressure, low temperature water is entering into the feed pump. The pump compress this water, and this water is received by the boiler. After compressing the pump, the pressure and temperature of the water is increases. The increment of the pressure is high as comparison to the temperature. Temperature is increased, little bit increase in the temperature in the feed pump because there is a water. So if we compress the water, the pressure increases very high, but temperature increment in the temperature is less. Then this water, high pressure, high temperature water entering into the boiler. In this boiler, we burn the coal. So a huge amount of heat is supplied from the furnace to the boiler. So this high temperature, high pressure water is converted into very high temperature, high pressure steam. During this boiling process, the pressure remains constant and temperature of the water is increases, and there is a high increment in the temperature in this process. And this high pressure, high temperature steam is then entering into the steam turbine. When this steam strikes to the turbine blade, so the shaft of the turbine is rotated. We get a rotary motion. So we coupled a generator with this steam turbine. So generator is also rotated, and according to the Faraday law, we got a 3-phase electric supply from this generator. And then after striking the steam to the turbine blade, the steam is expanded inside the turbine. So after expansion, we get a very low pressure, low temperature steam from the steam turbine, and this steam then entering into the condenser. When this steam passes into the condenser, this steam is converted into the water. This process is just reverse to the boiler process. In boiler process, we entry water, exit steam, but in condenser, entry steam, exit water. So there is a phase in these two devices. There is a phase change, but in turbine and the pump there is no phase change. In the pump, entering water and leaving also the water, and in turbine entry steam and leaving is also steam. So phase changes happen only these two devices, boiler and condenser. In condenser, steam is converted into water, and in boiler, water is converted into steam. Now this is the working principle of our steam power plant that is proposed by Sir Rankine. That's why it is also known as Rankine cycle. Another issue is how the pressure inside the boiler is very, very high. Generally, the range of the pressure inside the boiler is approximately 30 bar or 50 bar, you are seeing generally 30 bar pressure we are maintaining inside the boiler. And the so this pressure is a very high from atmospheric pressure, but in condenser pressure is very low. The range of the pressure is approximately 0.1 bar or up to 1 bar is the pressure inside the condenser. So you are seeing that the pressure inside the condenser is below the atmospheric pressure. How we are achieving the boiling? The boiler wall is very rigid and very heavy. So we are able to maintain a high pressure inside the boiler. And how we achieve the condensation process? During the condensation process, we are maintaining, under the construction of the condenser, we are maintaining the vacuum. And second is for converting steam into the boiler, a latent heat is rejected from this condenser. So we want to achieve this condensation process, we need a cold water supply from this condensation process, means steam conversion into the water. Cold water, this cold water we are finding, this component is known as cooling tower. Cooling tower is those device which is converted hot water into the cold water. When we see this cold water coming from the cooling turbine and got the heat from the condenser, which is rejected by the condenser, and the water become heated, and this hot water is supplied into the cooling turbine, cooling tower. In cooling tower, a cooling tower is a open type heat exchanger. Open type heat exchanger means there is a direct contact of water with air. This hot water is falls from the top and air is coming from the bottom, and this water is come into the contact with atmospheric air, so the evaporation will take place. Because of that evaporation process, the temperature of water is fall down. So the water here we are seeing that suppose at 30 degrees centigrade water, or you can say 50 degrees centigrade water is coming from the hot water from the condenser outlet, and the cold water we are getting the water here is approximately 15 degrees centigrade. This conversion takes place inside the cooling tower, and with this cooling, with this cold water, the condensation process is achieved. Hence we can say, to achieve the condensation process we need two things. First one is low pressure, below atmospheric pressure, or you can say vacuum pressure, and second thing is that we are achieving a cold water. This cold water we are getting from this cooling turbine. Now we are drawing a temperature specific entropy diagram of this steam power plant. We are saying TS diagram, temperature specific entropy diagram. Why we are using these two? Because according to state postulate, we can draw a thermodynamic process graph between two intensive property. Temperature is an intensive property and entropy is the intensive property, but if we divide it from the mass, it become independent to the mass and become intensive property. That's why we are using in here specific entropy. It is a specific, this graph is drawn between temperature specific entropy graph. We are seeing that here the phase change of the fluid takes place. Water is converted into the steam. So if there is a phase change of the fluid, we are using a dome. This is a dome. This is our dome. We are using a dome. In the dome, at the right hand, in the left hand side there is a subcooled region, and in the right hand side there is a superheated region, and inside the dome is known as wet region. The subcooled region is pure liquid region, that's why we are getting L. And the wet region is a combo of liquid plus vapor, that's why we are getting L plus V. And the superheated region is the pure vapor region, so we are using V. And this point is the critical point. We are understanding this steam power plant on this TS diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 to 2 we are seeing from the schematic diagram. Low pressure, low temperature water is converted into high temperature, high pressure water. So here 1 to 2 temperature is increases. But this is a vertical line. Why we are doing the vertical line? Because in the denominator here is a entropy. We are seeing that 1 to 2 process is a isentropic compression process. So the entropy during this process remain constant. So in denominator remain constant, only temperature is increases. That's why 1 to 2 temperature is increases but entropy is constant. 2 to 3 process is a isobaric heat addition into the boiler. Whenever we added the heat into the steam and the water is converted into the steam, so phase change takes place. Okay, during the phase change temperature is increases. The how we are achieving this boiling process? First, this subcooled water is converted into the saturated water, and then this saturated water is converted into the saturated steam. Then this saturated steam is converted into the superheated steam. During that process, pressure remain constant but temperature is increases. At the 2 to 3, temperature increases but pressure remain constant. This is a constant. 2 to 3 is a constant pressure line. In 3 to 4 process, isentropic expansion inside the turbine will take place. During the isentropic expansion, entropy remain constant and there is no phase change. So the superheated steam is converted into the wetted steam, but the entropy during this process remain constant. The during the expansion, temperature will fall down. So at the point 4 to 3 to 4, temperature at point 3 is very high and temperature at 4 is low. Then again this is low pressure, low temperature steam is entering into the condenser. In condenser, isobaric heat reaction will take place. During the isobaric heat reaction, this steam is converted into the saturated water by rejecting the latent heat. And again this water is again pumped to the boiler, and in boiler there is a heat addition. So this is a cyclic process. Again and again cycle is completed and we got a rotary motion of a steam turbine, and we are continue get electricity from this generator. Okay friends, my topic is completed.